Morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for this webinar hosted by Brisk Technovision Ltd in collaboration with Data Resolve Technologies. So, I'm thrilled to welcome all of you as we are explore the critical topic today of DLP solution and how it can help safeguard your organization's most valuable asset, your data. Before we begin, let me introduce our speakers for today. Unfortunately, my senior Vinod supposed to join, but he's unwell, so that's why he missed this. From the data resolve, we have Mr. Nagarjun, who is the head of the data resolve and also is the technical head. Uh, Along with that, we have Mirnal, who is the business manager for the West region, India, from data resolve. And along with that, we have Ruchika, the marketing head from the data resolve. So each of them brings immense experience and knowledge, ensuring this session will be both insightful and actionable for all of you. So I encourage you to engage actively during the session, ask questions, and make most of this opportunity to explore how inDefend Advanced can benefit your organizations. And myself, Rajesh Garg, and I manage the entire cybersecurity and infrastructure for Brisk Technovision. So I'll be presenting a Brisk portfolio just for a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and then I will hand it over to Mirnal or Nagarjun, who will be taking from here. So I'll just uh, take you through this. This is my screen. So Yeah. So at Brisk Technovision Limited, we are committed to making technologies like uh, simpler and more accessible for businesses with over 30 years of experience in IT industry. So we are specialized in providing a complete IT solutions that addresses the unique needs of each customers. Our goal is to ensure what that your technologies work seamlessly, helping you focus on growing business. And as our mission is to cutting edge the IT solutions and services accessible to every organization regardless of size or industry, and to recognize as a dependable IT service provider offering reliable and effective solutions that helps business thrive. Uh, Also that we are uh, like one of a trusted name in the IT services, known for our expertise in delivering solutions that works. We have a highly skilled and professional workforce that enforces top quality services. Along with that, collaboration with the leading OEMs to provide you with the best products and solutions. And uh, we have a nationwide presence, a support network that span across the country, ensuring uh, we are always close to you need whenever it is required. Uh, Also, about we provide everything you need to set up and manage your organization's technologies from installation hardware to maintaining softwares and ensuring cybersecurity. We got you covered, and our holistic approach means you won't have to juggle multiple vendors. We handle it all. So we offer comprehensive services to keep your IT infrastructure running smoothly. Uh, from the hardware sales, we supply of a reliable hardware tailored to your needs, custom IT infrastructure design, and seamless setup. Along with that, ongoing support to ensure everything runs effectively. Proactive maintenance and troubleshooting for both hardware and software. Um, On-site IT support to manage your day-to-day IT operations, and also that just a minute. Okay. So also, we help you manage and support your critical business applications effectively. So we have expertise with platform like Microsoft Azure, Google, AWS, Oracle, SQL, IBM. We also ensure your business application perform optimally with troubleshooting updates and user training. Uh, we also have a specialized service for pharma, validations of computer system, which we call CSV, to meet a pharmaceutical compliance standard. And from the cybersecurity side, we also provide the endpoint security, network security, cloud, and knock and sock. So the knock and sock, we have our own separate department in-house where 24 by 7 we are providing knock and sock uh, services. Along with that, VAPT and WAPT as well. So we have, so the best part of our, from the Brisk point, that, we are not dependent on any of the third party vendors, although we have everything in-house with the strength of almost like 150 employees. And out of that, we have 100 core technical team in our, certified in different areas. And just moving forward quickly, so these are the few of the customers, named customers who are associated with us from last few decades now, and they are trusted. And from the businesses from various industry, they relies on us, how we manage their IT needs, and they trust in the cornerstone of our reputations as well. So I think I just wanted to showcase you this small slide from Brisk, what exactly we do here. So I just quickly hand over to Mirnal now. Mirnal, please take it from here and you can showcase. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Let me present my screen.
So, Mrinal, hi. I hope you have the latest copy of the presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, I have it. So Ruchika would be taking it forward. So I'm just presenting the screen, then I'll hand it over to Ruchika. So I
Yeah,
hope my
thanks,
screen is
Mrinal.
visible.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, your screen is visible, and thank you. So, I would like to introduce Mr. Nagarjun Kota. He's the chief architect and co-founder. He will give company overview and also will take forward the demo dashboard for today. So, Mr. Kota, you can please take it forward now.
Okay. Thanks, Ruchika, and thanks, Rajesh, and everyone for giving us an opportunity to talk about our offerings. So, Ruchika, you would be presenting the screen, right?
Some Rinal has
It's
already
Mrinal. Okay.
shared the
Yeah.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mirnal, can you
Uh,
please make it on a presentation mode? I think we
yes.
are,
Yes, I've already done it actually. Is it not visible? One second.
no.
One second. Is it now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
Okay. So, thanks, Mrinal. So, just wanted to give a quick background about data resolve. So, fundamentally, this is an insider threat management company, and we focus on detection and prevention of threats, which we see are originating from within the organization network. And it is very important for us to understand the concept of insider, We'll talk about it a little more in depth as we progress in the subsequent slides. Um, but we have stayed true to this core vision where we want to create a world class solution which caters to various kinds of insider threats and allows customers to detect and prevent such issues in their environment. And this is a very niche area which is seeing a lot of attention and growing, interest from the customers. Earlier, typical, antivirus or EDR or firewall or next gen web security kind of solution could be sufficient to mitigate these threats. But as you would progress further with us in these slides, you'll appreciate that these tools are no longer sufficient to give a holistic cybersecurity coverage to any organization. So the good part for us has been that while the threat factor has expanded when it comes to insider threats, the customers have also shown increasing amount of interest to adopt these kind of solutions, and that has helped us a lot in moving ahead in our journey and growing. Uh, let's move forward to the next chart.
Just a second.
Yeah. So over a period of time, we've been active in this market, refined our solution over several live implementations in production environments with various customers, and our solution is deployed across multiple geographies worldwide, and our aspiration is to become one of the global leaders in this space, right? Within data security, covering the aspects of data leakage prevention, data discovery, data classification, and insider threat management, and giving a holistic solution which gives proactive visibility to customers and proactive protection. Let's move to the next chart. So this is Make in India, very much indigenous concept. Data Resolve, we started as an incubation from IIT Kharagpur. We've been in the space for more than 10 years in the market. And we are one of the very few players in Asia doing this kind of work. And we compete with all the major players originating out of the US. And our solution is at par with all the use cases which other players are also offering. And in terms of our direct presence, we have, apart from India, we have direct presence in the Middle East, then your South Asian region, and with recent presence in Canada and UK as well. So we are continuing to aggressively expand our footprint as we have seen the belief in the product from our customers, and we see a strong potential around its adoption globally. And we've delivered more than 300 projects worldwide with customers using this product on an ongoing basis across multiple years because they continue to see the benefit and protection from this solution. And some of the use cases that we try to address for the customers include detection and prevention of insider threats, detection of employee misconduct, detection and prevention of data breaches, and malicious behavior caused by any insider. Now, when we say insider, it could be either a full-time employee or a long-time consultant working within the organization network. We'll do a deep dive on this as we move further. Now, let's go to the next chart. So this is a quick background about our founding team. I'm one of the co-founders. Myself and Dipanjan, we are both from IIT Kharagpur. And Dipanjan and I are focused on the further evolution of the product, making sure that is that it's fully in sync with the operating environment in the customers' networks. The product integrates seamlessly with other third-party products, and it continues to evolve uh, robustly as newer threat vectors emerge. And apart from Dipanjan and myself, Dhruv is the. Could you go back? Yeah. So Dhruv is our CEO. He's been an industry veteran when it comes to cybersecurity, and he heads our business and marketing initiatives. And he's also aggressively working in terms of our global go-to-market initiatives presently. Moving to the next chart, the geographies in which we have recently entered, these are our leaders from those regions. So we have recently set up base in Canada and UK. So these guys are full time with us, and they continue to help us in the GTM initiatives. Let's move forward. Yeah. So as I was mentioning earlier, that it's no longer sufficient to just procure and deploy an antivirus or an EDR solution or a next generation firewall or a simple encryption solution, unless you address the insider threat problem. All these solutions will just create a hollow effect, because the person was already within the network. He has all the accesses, he enjoys all the privileges, and he or she can easily take out the data without having any restriction. So while all these solutions are necessary, they are not sufficient. So they need to be definitely plugged in along with an insider threat management solution like ours. Okay, let's move forward. So some of our audience, they would have been going through the data security newsletters which are available digitally. And one striking observation is that data breach is something which is happening every day. When we started this journey, it was not a daily occurrence. We used to see such reports maybe weekly once, or maybe twice a month or something. But the incidences have increased so much that we see every other day a major data breach news. And n- many people now believe that it's not a question of whether or not you'll get breached, it's a question of when you will get breached. So it is essential that every company invests in these kind of solutions and fortifies their defenses proactively rather than going ahead in a reactive mode. Moving ahead to the next chart. Mrina? Yeah. These are the factors which make insider threat as a easy to create risk. It's not a risk which is rare. It's a risk which is very common. And the first factor is something which we all understand. Post pandemic, the work from home concept was translated to hybrid work. And in case of hybrid work, the challenges of data security remain the same as how they were in work from home. And it's a simple case of person switching their network even while sitting in the office and trying to take the data out and simply trying to bypass the firewall policy, right? So in such a case, an endpoint based solution is the only way to protect truly the data, right? Then you have yeah, please stay on the last chart. I'll tell you, Mrinal, when to switch. Yeah, thanks.
Sure.
So the usage of BYOD for accessing of corporate data, that's also a very major trend, which is complementary to the hybrid mode of work, because people don't want to restrict themselves to their company-owned laptops or desktops. when they want to work on official activities. It's very much a case of BYOD being allowed in organization network these days, and even small size organizations are following this approach. And accordingly, the usage of cloud based apps has also increased. So instead of people trying to keep their data in house by setting up in house hardware and trying to protect through VPN or ZTNA, people now want to keep the data directly on cloud. So leading players like your OneDrive or SharePoint or Google Drive or Dropbox, all these cloud apps are heavily being used to store essential confidential data. So there is an important need to not only track what data goes into the cloud, but also protect malicious data from getting stored there. Also, with the recent advent of DPDP, so last year we saw the DPDP Act coming out, and very recently we've seen the draft rules also coming out. So it's a matter of time when it will become mandatory for all companies to have a well-defined framework for protection of digital personal data. So regulatory need is going to become a major factor for customers based out of India. It's already been a trend globally, but now we'll see some major demand coming in India because of this regulation. Let's move forward. So customers are looking for an integrated approach when it comes to the solutions. They want a solution based approach as opposed to trying to manage various products in silos, and seamless coexistence and integration across multiple cybersecurity products. This is something that every customer is clearly asking for. And one of the things which we've seen changing in the last couple of years is that customers have become more proactive. They are more knowledgeable. They clearly ask about these use cases that, okay, I want so and so use case. I want removable media encryption. I want so and so protection on the email or file upload. So they're very clear on what kind of use case they want. And this will only increase further. It's no longer just a tick mark, feature data sheet based purchase. So customers would be more keen to try out the product and then get that confidence level whether it is the solution is meeting the requirement or not before doing a full-fledged deep dive or investment in terms of procurement, right? And focus will be more and more on the edge conditions, which the insiders will try to tap any loopholes or any areas which are left open after all these tools deployment. Those areas would be more and more targeted. So this just goes to show that the entire ecosystem, when it comes to the OEM players, they'll continue to work more and more to plug those boundary conditions. Also, we are seeing increasing in incidents of end-to-end encryption tools like WhatsApp, Telegram being used in corporate scenarios. WhatsApp is very heavily used. WhatsApp even has a business API, but the problem is the end-to-end encryption, which does not allow tools to directly monitor what is going on. So this could become a major risk factor through which sensitive data can also go out of the organization network. So let's move forward. Yeah. So these are some of the I would say scenarios through which we have actually observed data leak or data breach happening within organization networks. So these are the cases which we have tried to solve also in our product. So these become some of the well-known use cases which are addressed by the product. So let's say you have a employee on notice period. So within that notice period, there is a high chance that the person will try to take a backup of whatever they learned in the organization. So that person may think that they have worked on it, they have learned it, and therefore they can take it out of the company system so that they can use it in their next organization. But actually, what they're doing, it's a data breach, because whatever data is present on the company owned assets, it is a intellectual property of the employer, right? And the Indian IT Act very clearly states that. Even the DPDP Act also very clearly states that. So it is very important to have a increased level of monitoring and control in that period. Plus, the solution should also be there to detect whether there is a user in the organization who is an attrition risk. So solutions like inDefend allow us to have a proactive layer of visibility also. That who are the people who need to be given more attention, who are the risky lot, for which I need to have more stringent policies in place. Then we have employee data sharing from BYOD, like I mentioned, the earlier case of email access from mobile devices or tablets. So solutions like MDM help in this space. Although our inDefend solution also has a layer of protection which helps us to address this in a particular scenario. Then another important part is to look at the digital behavior across multiple activities. Not look at each activity individually, but look at the flow of activities in totality. So let's say person did a Google search to do a system bypass, and from there the person accessed some portal and understood the steps, and then they start doing those steps to disable some of the admin privileges or security controls, and after that the data movement started, right? So if you look at the entire chain of events, you will understand that okay, this is a clear danger sign for the organization, and these activities may not happen in a span of few minutes. Maybe the person is trying to breach the network or do a bypass over a period of multiple days, and eventually this happens, right? So behavior analysis has to be complemented with data flow analysis to have an effective insider threat management strategy. Let's move to the next chart. USB based data exfiltration is a very old use case, but it's still quite prevalent. So it's important not just to have blocking of unauthorized pen drives. It is also about having a layer of regulated control on usage of official pen drive. Let's say USB devices are needed within the organization for doing data sharing from one department to another. So the way this can be done is we have whitelisted USB devices allocated to the users, and the policies for data movement would be granted only to these whitelisted devices. Plus, you can also have a layer of enforced encryption, which ensures that the data which would be copied to the removable media, it's always done in a encrypted manner. So even if that pen drive gets stolen or some kind of misplacement happens, no one would be able to access what the data was present on the pen drive unless they know the encryption password. So USB continues to be an area which needs to be plugged in an effective way without compromising the user experience or the productivity of the organization. Then we have source code based repositories like GitHub or SVN, which are used across all software development companies. However, controls need to be placed to ensure that unauthorized data transfer does not happen through these portals. So the exact scenario needs to be whitelisted, and any data which is related to source code needs to be effectively mapped to the data classification policies, and stringent data protection policies should also be applied on the source code to prevent its movement outside the organization network. Then we have application based data movement, which is happening in a major manner. So again, this is a fallout of the hybrid work scenario. We see more and more organizations having screen share tools like TeamViewer, AnyDesk, UltraViewer, all these pre-installed, because the argument given is that we need that tool so that our IT team can take the remote access of the end user if they are facing any hardware problem. Okay. But what they're not realizing is that a person who is not knowledgeable from their machine, any desk or ultra-viewer or TeamViewer can be unknowingly used to do data breach. Right. So it is very important to have a regulated policy on which machines the screen share tool is allowed, and also to have a layer of data visibility if whether these tools are being used to do any data movement. Okay, so let's move forward. Yeah, so these are some additional scenarios which we've seen. So safe mode is a very uh, indirect mechanism through which people try to bypass. So what the user will do is they'll change the way in which the system is getting booted. Now, some of the DLPs don't have protection around this, but our product controls this. So we prevent the boot in safe mode where our DLP services are bypassed. So user will not be able to bypass the services in safe mode also. Either they'll have to do a full boot or they'll have to have a boot without having any network access. So it will be just a standalone machine without being able to communicate to the outside world. So this is one aspect that we cover. Plus, end-to-end data transfer monitoring for WhatsApp and Telegram desktop clients. We recommend the usage of desktop clients for data sharing if organization has a mandate to use these tools. We don't recommend usage of the web version. We recommend the use of the desktop client. Okay. Plus, we the last point is to have an effective forensic chain, because whatever activity has happened, let's say a breach has happened, let's say a sensitive event has happened, we need to know that what kind of data has gone out, what time it went, from which system it went, who was the user, whether a copy of that evidence is there for forensic analysis. So we call it a shadow copy or a shadow log functionality within our product. Let's move forward, Mrina. So essentially, this is a multi-stage, deployment mechanism. So we initially deploy the product in learning mode. So where we discover the various kind of activities going on and analyze and present a meaningful dashboard through which the activities can be understood in terms of what is sensitive and what is not. So once we understand that, okay, these are the sensitive areas which need to be addressed, then we finally reach the control stage where we define meaningful policies to block, which are the unauthorized channels. Plus, we also define content-based policies to have regulated data movement through the authorized channels also. Let's move to the next chart. inDefend has essentially an endpoint-based DLP. So we work with the client-server architecture. So we have a centralized dashboard, which is hosted on the DLP server. Plus, we have endpoint DLP client, which we call it as the agent. So the agent is designed to run on the endpoint. So the endpoint could be your desktop, laptop, workstation. It could be server as well. So our DLP agent would be deployed on each of these entities, and it will do a background monitoring and protection of whatever is happening across these devices. And the activity logs for each of these systems would be captured and transmitted to the DLP server, where the aggregation, number crunching, consolidation, all of that will be done, and a neat dashboard will be presented. The dashboard offers multi-layer reporting, as you can see here. There's a executive dashboard for the top management. Then we have an infosec dashboard for the CISO level or the infosec team level. Then we have detailed logs for the IT admin level as well. And we have email-based reporting also for HODs or group heads who don't want to manage things from the dashboard. They can have email-based report access on the go. Plus, one of the things which we'd be adding shortly in the product is a way to remediate the incident as well. So you'll be able to manage as an infosec team what kind of events have been reported to you, and you'll be able to take suitable actions and either resolve the issue or mark it as unresolved or mark it as a false positive and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's move forward. So these are the granular controls within the product. As you can see, there are multiple facets mentioned. So we have email protection, we have file upload monitoring and control, we have removable media protection, we have web filtering, we have application control. Plus, the solution is having cross OS support. So our solution supports Windows, Linux, and Mac, all the three channels. And we have a solution for the servers as well. So on server side, we support Windows Server operating system as well as Ubuntu and Red Hat Linux. We also have a productivity module, which allows the organization to have a visibility of the time spent across various web applications and various applications. What all applications are there where the majority time is being spent? Are there any unauthorized applications where the time is going? Or is there a way through which we can identify the malicious apps or web apps where the users are spending time? I'll just take a couple of questions. I think we are getting some questions in the chat. Yeah, so I think question is around support for macOS. Yes, we do have support for macOS. So we have macOS support 11, 12, 13, 14, and we'll be shortly adding support for macOS 15 also. It's expected to come out in a month or so. Our policy is to roll out the support for the macOS latest version within 3 months of its launch. So every year this activity happens, but up till macOS 14, we are already supported. Question is on Android support. So, sir, we don't have support on Android directly. So we don't have any agent for Android. But one thing which we have is the support for email DLP gateway. So email DLP gateway is a cross-platform technology. It's an agentless architecture. It is has the capability to track and analyze and control the outgoing mails, no matter from which device it is being sent, whether it is from company-owned device or it is from a mobile device or from a tablet. The DLP processing layer will continue to access and analyze all the outgoing mails seamlessly. And if there is a malicious data breach attempt from the corporate emails, that will be blocked as well. So we have OCR support also. This is also something very important. And print control is also there. So if you allow, we'll quickly wrap up the rest of the slides and I'll take the questions and then I'll spend a few minutes on the dashboard as well. Yeah. So I'll come back to these questions, sir. Yeah. Another aspect which is very important while implementing a robust protection strategy is to have a data classification layer also present within the organization. So in short, what data classification means is the capability for a tool to define or the end user to define whether so-and-so file is sensitive, confidential, restricted, or non-sensitive or stuff like that. So presently, inDefend closely works and integrates with all the leading third-party data classification tools. And we'll be shortly launching our own data classification engine as well, which will allow us to give a capability to the end user to specify whether this file which they are working on is it sensitive or not. And we also have auto classification in this, which will allow us to have an inbuilt classification and recommendation that, okay, you're trying to work on this file. It may be already classified as sensitive. Do you want to change any of these labeling which is done before you want to send it outside? So this combination of tools allows us to deliver lower false positives and true protection. Yeah. Let's move forward. Yeah. So these are some of the various aspects of the way we have designed our solution, due to which customers have continued to rely on us over several years. And I'll talk about a couple of these points without taking too much time. So crossover support is something which I already mentioned. Plus, one very interesting aspect is that the solution is very much architecture agnostic. So it can be deployed in on-premise mode, it can be deployed in on-cloud mode. If customer has their own cloud, we can deploy there also. And product is very, very scalable. We have customers ranging from 50 user organization to 40,000 user based deployments as well. Okay. Product has a capability to provide a single dashboard even if there are multiple underlying DLP servers to manage the load. Right. And we've delivered more than 300 projects across different geographies and various different industry segments. It's not a particular sector specific tool. It's a very, sector agnostic tool, I would say. Uh, it's very well adopted in BFSI, IT, ITES, manufacturing, construction, government, and defense sectors. And there are many more sectors where we have actively worked with our customers for several years. Plus, one thing which we always believe is in the concept of co-creation. So if there is any use case which any customer has and they feel that it's not being effectively delivered through any other product, they want to work with us and they want us to take it as a feature request or an enhancement request. So we are open to taking such requests. We've seen this point rarely being entertained by any other OEM globally. So this is something which we consider as our differentiator. Plus, we have something called as DLP scan. So DLP scan is a initiative which we have recently launched. This is to ensure that the product which is deployed within the organization network, it should not be just a tick mark DLP deployment. It should be properly configured, and we have some well-defined, check marks to inform the customer whether the product is configured properly, deployed properly, and if not, what are the various rectifications that need to be done so that the solution is back on track. So this allows them to generate full ROI of the solution without having ambiguity on where their investments are going. And DLP scanner is part of our managed DLP offering as well. As you can see, there are multiple service deliverables that we offer to our esteemed customers. So they'll be not just purchasing the product subscription from us, they'll be getting all these, service facilities. So they'll get the training, they'll get the policy review and implementation support, they'll get training and handholding on how to generate various kinds of reports, plus periodic review of the dashboard and fine tuning and operational management as well. So for further details, Mrinal would be able to assist you on this. Let's move forward. So these are some of the further differentiators. Some of the differentiators we already talked about. Uh, one aspect which I want to touch upon here is the total cost of ownership. We are one of the lowest in the industry when it comes to total cost of solution, because the underlying software requirements are the prerequisites, which we can call it, or the tech stack, which we can call it. It's essentially free. We don't require any commercial libraries or third-party software for the solution to work. We have designed the tools on globally available technologies which are well adopted in the open source industry. Uh, and we've delivered at par performance with all the other leading competitive products. Yeah. Let's move forward to next chart. Okay. So, Mrinal, I hope you'll be sharing a copy of the presentation with all the esteemed participants. So one thing I want to quickly mention about this chart is that all these use cases which you are seeing here, they're supported on all the three platforms: Linux, Mac, and Windows. Okay. So this to bring out, granular visibility on which use case is available for which platform. Sometimes there are queries on whether you support this feature on Mac or this feature on Windows or Linux, stuff like that. So all these points are clearly mentioned here. All these capabilities are available on all the three platforms. Plus, you can connect with Mrinal for details on what are the detailed prerequisites, like which operating system, which hardware, which tools, what kind of expectations are there to confirm whether the product will work seamlessly in your organization or not. Yeah. Let's move to the next chart. So as I mentioned that we are quite sector agnostic. We have deployed the product across more than 15 industry segments, right? And some of the key clientele in terms of organization size, as you can see, we have 10,000 plus, 20,000 plus, 40,000 plus organizations as well where we have deployed. And as you can see, the industry sector diversity, it's not specific to one particular type of organization, right? So we have tech companies, we have banks, we have hospitality, we have retail, we have agri-tech, we have defense, we have NBFC, manufacturing. All across the product has been consumed very well, right? Uh, this is to give some more detail about the DLP scan, what all checks we do, and the deliverable report containing the relevant recommendations about what steps need to be done by the organization to bring the deployed DLP back on track to give accurate reporting, right? And in terms of market feedback about our solution, we are covered well on various online platforms. And you can visit websites like G2, Captera, and Gartner peer reviews to see how our product is being appreciated and recognized. So our team is in touch with you all. So with that, the presentation part is done. So Rajesh, I believe we can take few more minutes for the dashboard.
Yes, you can take it. I mean, just for
Yeah.
next 5-7 minutes so that we
Yeah.
can wrap up. Yeah.
Yes, sure. So I'll just give a quick preview, and I'll talk about this WhatsApp question also while we give the dashboard demo. So Mrinal, I think it would be good if you can present the dashboard itself. I'll work through
Sure.
your screen itself.
Sure, I'll do that. Just a second.
So as I mentioned during the presentation, WhatsApp is a end-to-end encryption tool. So what we do is we recommend the use of WhatsApp desktop client instead of WhatsApp web.
I hope my
Yeah.
screen is visible.
So yeah, it's visible. So this is a preview of our inDefend dashboard, everyone. As you can see that this is the landing page of the product. This is the incident summary dashboard, which gives a high level overview of what kind of sensitive activities or incidents are occurring across various channels. So we have internet-based incidents, we have email-based incidents, then we can have incidents for application usage, then we can have incidents for removable media. And as you can see, the incident count details are there, the violation details are there, and you can drill down on any of the incident counts shown below to find out which users are there who are involved in doing this activity. Okay. And I'll just try doing a click on any of the incident count from this. Would be good if you can share the entire screen, Manal, quickly.
Sure.
Yeah, great. So if you see this screen, the incident details are available, which give you visibility on which system was involved in doing the activity, whether the activity was allowed or blocked, the username, the date and time of the activity. Just scroll down on the incident detail panel. Yeah. Can you scroll down by using the, yeah. Okay. So the incident time, the activity time, the system name, the username, and some details. Do one thing, Mrinal. You see the log ID, right? Can you double click on the log ID text? Now press down arrow on your keyboard. Keep
Okay.
pressing it down. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So you can see the violation details are also there. Let's say there is a person who sent an email containing a PDF file which contains sensitive keywords like salary. So that can be that has been detected by the product, and the name of the content filter rule has also been mentioned. Plus, we see the date and time at which exactly the activity was performed. Okay, so this is just an example of what kind of incident information is captured, and it's just for one channel. Can you scroll up on the page, Mira?
Sure.
So if you click, yeah, please click on that. So there are various kinds of digital activity channels. As you can see, we have web file upload, we have Office 365 web channel, then we have printer activity, we have search activity, we have users of SMTP applications, then browser activity and application network activity. So in a similar manner, we can have incident visibility across all these channels, right? And uh, for the infosec team or the incident response team specifically, they can manage everything from this dashboard. But if for some reason you don't have access to the dashboard at all times, you can also work through offline reports. You can export the incident details in a CSV format, and those can be available to you via email. Okay, and we can enable real-time email alerts also in the product. The advantage of that is you don't need to access the dashboard at all. The email alert for any sensitive activity will be delivered to you automatically. And we have an incident summary report also, which is delivered on a daily basis. We call it as a cyber intelligence report. It gives you an overall visibility of the deployment of the software licenses, whether it has been fully deployed or not, how many systems are unprotected. It also gives you visibility of any systems which are disconnected from the office network, plus what kind of policies are deployed and what kind of incidents you are seeing across various channels. So a daily summary report is also delivered to the registered master administrator. The product also has inbuilt role-based access control, so there can be multiple levels of monitoring. So we can have master admin, can have subadmin, we can have group-based subadmin as well. We can have section-based subadmin as well. So depending on what level of control you want to provide. Let's say you have one person who is responsible to control the policies, but they should not have visibility of activity logs. So we can have access control like that as well. And let's say you want a subadmin who is managing only 2 3 departments, and the rest of the departments are managed by some other subadmins, so you can have segregation of responsibilities on department basis as well, right? Plus we have a policy and control. So if you can just open the expand the policy and control part under administration. Yeah, just scroll down. Yeah, just expand this plus sign. Yeah. Yes. So these are the various kinds of policies which are available. As you can see, we have removable media policies, we have application policies which cover the web browsing policies as well. Then we have email, then we have web file upload, we have app file access, then we have content filtering, which covers your data at rest, data in use, and data in motion. And we have a shadow log policy and screenshot policies. All these policies combined in totality give the holistic protection across the various endpoints on which the DLP tool is deployed, right? And the dashboard which you are seeing on the right panel, this is auto generated in real time, so that the infosec team always has real time visibility. Plus we have something called activity analytics as well. If you go to the top left of the menu, yeah. So the difference between activities and incidents is that not everything is sensitive. If you want to have an overall visibility of what all activities are happening within the organization, you can refer to the activity analytics part. So this was to give you a preview, a very short preview of our inDefend dashboard. And we've talked at length about the overall capabilities of the solution. So we invite you to connect with our team through our contact points, and get to know about the solution in further depth, right? So over to you, Mridal. Now, thanks everyone.
Thank you so much, Nagarjun, for the detailed presentation. And so, Rajesh, now we would need your help to take it further. You please tell us, do we
Sure,
can
sure.
we
Yeah.
take some questions here, or how do you want to proceed
Yeah.
further?
So, if anyone has any questions, I re request all of you to put down your questions in the chat box so that we can address all your challenges. And also, I have mentioned my email ID and the number if you want to directly reach out to me, so that we can, like, provide you a demo session, or like, conducting one insightful session to deep dive into how inDefend can, or like, help your organizations as well. So I'll just wait just for a couple of seconds, and then we can wrap it up this. So if you have any questions, I request to put down your questions here.
So meanwhile, the solution for the WhatsApp related question. So there are ways in which we can control the selective usage of WhatsApp. So as I mentioned that the product is endpoint based. So we can control at the endpoint level which system can be used to access WhatsApp, which cannot be. So let's say your particular department, for example, it's marketing department, where WhatsApp is to be allowed and it has to be blocked for everyone else. So that kind of protection is already available. Then within that, we can also selectively disable WhatsApp web. So that person can access through WhatsApp application only and not through WhatsApp web. Then we have a further layer of monitoring called application based file access monitoring. So if someone is trying to transfer data through WhatsApp desktop client, so that can be immediately detected. And if any sensitive data is going out, so you can get an immediate alert also around that, right? We don't monitor through browser extensions. We don't install anything on the browser, on any browser for that matter. We do traffic level inspection. Uh, so we have a combination of driver based monitoring and user space services based monitoring through which we achieve this. We don't need to install any plugin or any extension for that, and the monitoring is done seamlessly in the incognito mode also. We can even block tools like Tor from allowing the user to bypass the DLP or firewall policy. I'm sure there'll be a lot of more questions. We've had limited time to understand so many things, and DLP is a very in-depth topic. I'm sure you'll have further questions, so please do be in touch with our team members, and they would be happy to share further literature and details with you for your better understanding.
Sure. Yeah, thank you, Nagarjun. So I think we can wind up here since we have extended our. I think there is one last question here. Um,
Uh, as of
can
now,
you please
sir, it
let?
is not possible. We will either be able to block completely, or will be able to allow both the things. So internally at the traffic level, there is no differentiation presently, which allows us to control the chat traffic going out or the file traffic going out. But if there is any development around this, we'll be happy to do an announcement. We do general product announcements on our LinkedIn channel, so we would encourage everyone to subscribe to our LinkedIn channel as well.
Yeah, and one more thing, post this meeting, we will be sharing one feedback form to all the participants. Like, I request all of you to fill up that and send it to us so that it will be helpful for us for, like, setting up the meetings and to showcase you the further information. So I request, thank you once again for everyone for being a part of this insightful webinar. And I hope you find today's discussion on DLP and the demonstrations of inDefend Advanced both engaging and valuable. So I thank you, Mirnal, Ruchika, and Nagarjuna, for your insight and the presentation what you have done. So once again, thank you for your time and participations, and let's connect and continue working together to build a more secure and resilient digital future. So wishing all you a great day, and thank you very much. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you everyone for
Rajesh
your
sir.
time.
Thank you. And thank you to all participants.